What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to take a look at node number 3 on Dark Dimension 4, and I'm gonna play it on 2 times speed so we can watch the whole thing and make commentary about it. The video without being 2 times speed is like 45 minutes and I don't want to take that much of your time. So we're gonna play it on 2 times speed, but I'm gonna comment on the most important things. So if you like this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you smash that like button. So let's get started. Node number 3, and this was one shot, that's why it's so long. And looking at the ISO weights really quick, I'm using Skirmisher on Ghost and Skirmisher on Sabretooth, and the reason why is because Ghost, she does counter attacks and she applies vulnerability, and when Sabretooth does his basic on non-attacking abilities, he also does an assist, and in both situations you can remove buffs from the enemies based on which character you are targeting. So I thought that it was a good combination for this one, even that this is not the optimal choice for Ghost. So you don't have to go this far in terms of optimization, but I just thought it was good. And this is kind of like one first try, first shot. So first try, first kill and one shot. So it's not like I have many experiences, but a few of the characters that are concerning about this is Black Bolt. Black Bolt, whenever you clone a character, you'll apply Disrupt on Mr. Sinister, and that can be quite problematic. And as you saw there, we lost Sabretooth, but that's actually not a bad thing because we have another slot to clone other character. So from the characters that we have available right now, of course, the most important one is Captain America. So if you can have like if you have 3 or 4 Captain Americas, that's going to be great for the defense up all the time, for removing buffs from the enemies, and also to generate energy. Another character that you want to consider cloning is Ant-Man, and you're like, why am I going to clone Ant-Man? Because he applies the slow to everyone on the field. It's a global attack with his ultimate, and he's also an Avenger, so he gets a few bonuses with Black Widow and with Captain America. I don't remember exactly which ones, if it's the speed up all the time or if it's something else. It's definitely not the energy, but yeah. So characters you want to stun, you have to consider both Elsas, Black Bolt and Ghost Rider. You should stun those characters as much as you can, and also Ant-Man. Ant-Man is also a character that is important to be stunned, so it doesn't slow you. So make sure you have a few stuns on Ant-Man before you start focusing on the other ones, especially because early on Mr. Sinister will not clone that often. So on the first one we were able to resist it, on the second one not so much. So that disrupt is actually quite problematic because you don't get that speed up, which is so important, because Mr. Sinister is healing up the team with the ISO 8 and also getting energy more often. So the less speed he has, the worse it is for you, but it's not like a huge deal. So now we have Ant-Man stun. Now I decided to stun Ghost Rider because we might be able to start killing people soon. Now we have another stun ready. I didn't use it, but I'm gonna use it pretty soon. And yeah, so we need to get rid of all those Helsas, trying to not kill Ant-Man, but the splash damage was going all to his side, the chain attacks. That's not great. Then we have Wasp. Wasp, she can also stun you, she can do global attacks, but I just felt like the damage that she was doing was not that particular to make her like a huge threat. So yeah, so I finally clone Ant-Man. I could go for a Captain America, it would be okay, but the slow with the Ant-Man is just gigantic. And you can also apply ability block, and you can also do assists. Those assists will, if not the assists, at least the basic attack will still buffs from the enemies, so that's more control for your team. And yeah, so at this point you you didn't win yet, but it's getting there. It's getting to the point that is just way too easy now. So Black Bolt is gone. After Black Bolt is gone is like super easy, and yeah, like Crystal is not a huge problem now. Ghost Rider will go away, and we still have the other Captain America in case we want to do an extra clone. It's something we can do about it, but it's not nothing special. Now about Crystal, her ultimate ability, I think it can stun clones, so be careful with that. I'm not sure if it stuns only the target she's focusing on or if she stuns every single clone. But because so many of our characters have defense up, they can resist it as well, and they have the block chance and so on, so it's not like a huge deal. And even Ant-Man, he has the dodge. And another thing is that Ant-Man and and Ghost, they have synergy with each other, so they get some extra assists, which is great. And yeah, so now we have Baron Zemo, we have Mordo, and we have another Black Bolt. So we have to get rid of that Black Bolt, or at least we have to stun him to make sure that he's not doing any funny stuff. And I decided to go for Shocker for the ability block with Baron Zemo that I cloned, because he's going to give offense up to all the Sinister Six members, and that can be problematic. So now we have 2 turns slow on everyone. We have the enemy Baron Zemo stunned, and we have the ability block on Shocker for 2 turns, so that gives a lot of time for us to focus on Mordo. Now Mordo is a character that you can clone. It's gonna grant you a few more stuns, but it's not like super essential, so it's not a huge deal. And as you can see, that heal block can be problematic, but we were lucky that it affected most of the clones, and they are Avengers, so Black Widow, she'll be able to clear that up with her special. And you need to be careful with having way too many Sinister Six members, because with those 2 Green Goblins, they'll be removing buffs like there is no tomorrow, so be very careful with that. You can stun them, you can use some kind of control on them. I would just rather like slow and turn rewind them, because they are not that big of a deal. And yeah, so Mordo almost gone, Black Bolt stunned, so nothing to worry about. The only character that we can be a little bit concerned about is that Baron Zemo, but now with that defense down on him, we'll be able to destroy him fairly easy. And yeah, but you can keep him around. Like having 2 Baron Zemos is not terrible, because he also applies slow and the ability block and so on. It's not like a super great option because he's so squishy compared to every other character, but it's okay option. Just make sure that the enemy one is under control, because he can remove a lot of buffs from your team, and that's something you really don't want. Okay, so we are almost done with this second wave, and as you guys can see, like this is super easy. There is like not many things you have to worry about, and yeah, so I cloned Mordo now, so that's gonna grant me a heal block on my enemies. With my basic, I can also apply defense down and slow, and with a special, we can apply a stun guaranteed, and also apply blinds, which is always great. Blind at least for 2 characters, so that's great. Okay, now Mr. Sinister with that heal block, he can clear himself from that, so it's not a huge deal. And as you can see, Mordo is also giving energy to himself whenever you kill certain characters, and that will grant that will make sure that we'll be able to do more stuns, more blinds, and so on. So yeah, even that Mordo, it's the character we want to use on the Cosmic Lanes. At least I'm gonna do that. You guys do whatever you want. It's your account, you know better which characters you want to level up or not. But at least for me, I'm going to use him because I think he has a lot of utility together with Doctor Strange and with Hela, which is the other characters I want to take for the Cosmic Lanes. Okay, so Black Bolt almost gone, and we are on our way for the third wave. Saving the cooldowns, like always, you should save the cooldowns when you are getting ready for the next wave. Once again, how can you tell if you are going for a next wave or not is if you only have one character on the field. Okay, now we have Helsa, Ghost Rider, Vulture, and another Baron Zemo, and another Green Goblin, and another Captain America. So quite a few problematic characters. I decided to ability block Ghost Rider early on because I don't want him to do his special. His special does way too many bleeds, and I don't want that. So with the Mordo, I stun Helsa so she doesn't do any counter attacks and so on. We were able to blind Green Goblin, so his passive is not going to work out. Now I ability block Baron Zemo because I don't want him to do anything at all to my team. But the best option for Baron Zemo is to keep him stunned, otherwise his passive is still going to activate. So that's what you want to do in the long run. Make sure that Baron Zemo is stunned so his passive never activates. Now the Captain America, I ability block him on his second turn so he doesn't bounce, and we don't waste too much time. That's the reason why he's like that. And with Vulture is okay, is not a huge problem. I don't like that he applies slow to my team. And if it was a situation where you'd have like a Hela or something like that, he would be problematic because he's always getting turn meter. But in this case, and because we have so many defense subs and so on, it's not a huge deal. So now I have two Baron Zemos. So like that, we'll be clearing the buffs away from them all the time. We will be applying slows and ability blocks all the time. So that's great. I think it's not necessary. One Baron Zemo is enough. The character is dancing over there. So in terms of value, one Baron Zemo is enough. I would probably go for two Mordos because the stuns and the blinds are so much more valuable than the ability block of Baron Zemo. It's okay, it's just not like super crazy. So now Elsa is almost gone. We want her to be stunned because now we have two characters that have a lot of dodges, so she can do some funny stuff, and when she does her funny stuff from her passive, it's not affected by the offense down from Ghost, so you need to be careful with that. Now we have another Black Bolt, and I'm not sure if I did good in stunning him. He's just not an important character at this point because we already have our board full and it's very unlikely that we'll summon again. So probably stunning someone else. It's not like we even have good options to stun at this point. So it was okay, I guess. Now let's see. Okay, you can see like Ant-Man. Ant-Man is going crazy. Like Ant-Man is a great character to clone, especially if you have Ghost on your team. And yeah, as you guys can see, Mordo with his basic applying defense down to the enemy Black Bolt. That's something that it's very useful because the more defense downs you have, the faster you kill them. And yeah, like the whole damage is not coming just from Ghost. The damage is coming from many sources. And Ghost, she does a nice amount of damage, but she's not carrying the team like Minerva was doing in the past and so on. She has a lot of utility, but it's not like she's doing everything. Okay, so now we are almost done. This is the third wave. This wave was 1.5. So we are almost done here, getting rid of the Green Goblin. It's not a priority, but yeah, like at this point, no one is a priority. And as you guys can see, like Black Bolt, before he was stunned a lot, now he is blind, so there is nothing concerning about that. He can still do some damage with his special, but it's not a big deal. And even his ultimate, after you have your team ready, if you have defense sub and he gets offense down from a Ghost, it's a non-issue. So it's not like something crazy about it. Now, what I'm not sure about is if you kill Black Bolt, if everyone else from the Inhumans will lose HP or not. Probably not, but it would be nice, right? Okay, so yeah, like we are almost done here. This is the third node of the free-for-all, and I think you can actually take legendaries for this part, which was something that most people were not aware of. But I think I have seen a few people using Doc Ock and some other characters here, and like I'm not sure if it's a good investment or not, because after it's gonna take a very long time to use those characters, but maybe it's a good option. So if you want to go early on for some Ebony Maw or some Phoenix or Doc Ock or something like that, I guess. But it really depends. Like many people ask me, oh, should I invest on these characters like Black Widow and Captain America? It's not up to me to decide. I told you guys before, I went after strategy to make sure that I would be able to one-shot every single node. And so far, as you guys can see, I've been one-shotting them without any problem. Only the second node was a little bit of an issue, but I told you it's because I wanted to use Hela and she was not ready yet. So yeah, we have another wave, another Baron Zemo, and Helsa, Crystal, Captain America, and Crossbones. So very easy characters. We have a Shocker, but we don't even have more Sinister Six, so I don't get the point. So I ability block Baron Zemo, but because that's never the best option, then I finally stun him. Now I refresh the stun, so now he's 2-turn stun with slow. So that's going to take a very long time to get rid of. So, and Halsey is already stunned as well. So there is not much I have to worry about. I just hope it, or I just prefer that I would have cloned Mordo twice. That would be like super useful, because I would be able to stun every single character and they will not be able to do anything to me at all. But still, between stuns and blinds, we are okay for just one Mordo. It would just be a lot better with a second one. Okay, so Baron Zemo is gone. Now, from the characters that are not stunned, no one here is a threat, and this is like one of those moments that you can just auto and you'll be fine. So we have 7 enemies on the field. Shocker, it does okay damage and it's piercing and so on, but if you have defense up and all that, it's a non-issue. And Captain America, once again, you can let him have his first turn, but on the second turn when he defense ups, you should just stun him and he's done, or ability block him. Okay, now we have 3 characters stunned, we have a few of them ability block, we have all of them slowed and so on. Like, once again, at this point you can just auto and it's like guaranteed that you are going to win. Look at all those buffs that we have on Ant-Man, even that Crystal did her ultimate, which I'm not sure if she does every single turn, but it's fine. We have all those defense ups, and Ant-Man, he just has so many dodges that it's like whatever. And yeah, even that we lost Sabretooth early on. Like Sabretooth, he does a nice amount of damage, but we have these 2 Baron Zemos that do okay damage. It's not great because they are clones, but at least it's a global attack, so we change from like doing more damage to 6 characters with Sabretooth to do a little bit more and not relying on chains with these 2 Baron Zemos. So it's okay. It's not like super optimal, but it's okay. Now we have the last 3 characters. What's his name? Vulture, Green Goblin, and Ghost Rider. We have still one Elsa to get rid of, and yeah, like honestly, what we are going to do here? It's just too easy. I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound like I know I'm like super elitist and so on, but this is like some basic stuff. This is like really easy. I guess it's the puzzle. It's the puzzle, but this puzzle is just too easy, and it's too easy to bypass. So yeah, so we are taking a little bit of damage here. I don't notice exactly why. I don't know if it was like Crystal Ultimate with Vulture or something like that. So yeah, a few characters went a little bit low, and unfortunately Mr. Sinister was missing one energy to heal everyone up, but it's not like it's a big problem. We still have 10 characters on the field. Now we are going back for the defense up, and oh, I can see it's Crystal with her ultimate. She is doing all that mass damage and stunning the clones. So yeah, she stuns all of them. It just happened that before they were resisting because all of them had the defense up. But yeah, it's still not a huge problem, and we are almost done here. Getting rid of Ghost Rider, apply ability block to him so he doesn't heal us up with his special. And we have a Vulture. I tried to stun him, but he resisted. And yeah, Crystal still being annoying. So you want to probably prioritize Crystal early on, maybe more than Elsa. Or otherwise you just stun her and she'll be a good girl without doing anything. And yeah, so Vulture is gone. Now we have Crystal. Once again, when you get at this point, just make sure you have as many cooldowns as possible. There with a stun on Green Goblin. He doesn't have any turn off slow, so that's not going to be optimal. But we can turn rewind him a bit. And yeah, we have ability blocks. We still have stuns with the clones. We have so many things that it's not a huge deal. Now we apply the slow with the Baron Zemo. And now Mordo with the defense down. And yeah, we are pretty much done here. So node number 3, very easy using the global team. So these characters will be useful for the first 6 nodes, and most of them are not super expensive. The most expensive character is Ghost. The other ones are just below average. The average is like 3 or 4, so it's a little bit beyond, lower than that for the most part. But yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Node number 3 on Dark Dimension 4. First try, one shot, fairly easy. We lost Sabertooth, but it's not like he was going to be a huge deal. He would be okay overall. And if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you like if you like the video, make sure to smash that like button like a boss. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.